Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts, here to bring you live coverage of today's Lou Tompkins All-Star League 18 and under summer baseball contest. Today, Pitt's hosting Brookline against visiting East Boston. Brookline playing its third game in as many days this week. It's been an exciting start to the season for Brookline, to be sure. They come into this game with a 1-2 record. They've lost 2 games in absolute heartbreaking fashion by 1 run each. They lost in 8 innings on the road in Medford last Thursday, and then, of course, yesterday against the Belmont Watertown Co-op, they ultimately fell 6-5. Meanwhile, the one win, of course, came on Tuesday against Woburn, as they won via mercy rule in 6 innings by a final score of 16-4. So as we get ready to get this one underway, I don't have East Boston's lineup with me. I'm hoping I'll get it at some point, but for now I'll just be going off of jersey numbers for them. I've got the full lineup for Brookline today, so as we wait for this one to get underway, I will announce that lineup right now. Leading off for Brookline in today's contest, the third baseman, number 3, Donnell O'Neal. Batting second, the catcher, number 8, Ben Doctoroff. Batting third, the second baseman, number 1, Andrew Silverman. Looks like we're getting a connection cut, or maybe it's just being futzy. Batting fourth for Brookline today, the center fielder, number 54, Ryan Kravitz. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 18, Tay Toe. Batting sixth and taking the mound for Brookline today, number 25, Rocky Vankowski. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 10, Brage Golding. Batting eighth, the extra hitter, number 27, Ben Rosenblatt. Batting ninth, the shortstop, number 21, Owen Hoffman. And batting 10th for Brookline, the right fielder, number 15, Devin Chin. Head coach of the Brookline 18 and under summer team is John Busey. So that is the starting lineup for Brookline. Once again, O'Neal at third, Doctoroff behind the plate, Silverman at second, Kravitz in center, Toe at first, Vankowski on the mound, Golding in left, Rosenblatt the extra hitter, Hoffman at short, and Chin in right. And it looks like we're about ready to get the first pitch underway here in the top of the first inning. First pitch is away. And that one just misses ball 1. It is number 1 leading off for East Boston, a lefty hitter, and he's got a 1-0 count. And now this one skips in the dirt for ball 2. Of course, Vankowski made his pitching debut for the summer team just yesterday in the game against Belmont and Watertown as a reliever. He pitched just 1 inning but was quite effective, gave up just 1 hit and struck out 1. Now the 2-0 pitch. That one drops in low again for ball 3. So an early hitter's count here for East Boston's number 1. And that one misses. A 4-pitch walk to start things off for East Boston. Now next up to the plate is number 9. Number 1 leading off from first. Vankowski checks the runner and delivers. And that one is in there for strike 1. And a quick check back at first on number 1, but he dives back safely. Now the 0-1 pitch. That one comes in high for ball 1. Now the runner takes off. Pitch comes in low for a ball, and the throw nowhere near in time. That's a successful steal for number 1. First pitch where Vankowski didn't check. On the runner, and the runner made him pay. 2-1 the count. And this one is sliced foul. Is it going to stay in play? No, it's going to go just over the backstop. Doctoroff was starting to give chase, but that's just going to be strike 2. Remember, as always, if you end up enjoying this broadcast, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. I'll have plenty for this Brookline summer team this season. If you got anything you'd like to say, feel free to say it in the live chat. You know, if there are any technical difficulties you notice, please let me know. As this one skips in the dirt, and number 1 is going to take off and take third on the wild pitch. And this will be a full count to number 9. Just like that, East Boston just 90 feet away from scoring their first run. And that one's going to miss. And I think I miscounted the number of balls and strikes because I thought that would be ball 4, but apparently not. So I think the count is now 3-2. And this one's a dribbler over to third, barehanded by O'Neal, thrown to first, got him in time, but the runner is going to come home on the RBI groundout. East Boston takes the 1-0 lead on the RBI groundout by number 9. Great fielding by O'Neal at the hot corner, barehanding that slow dribbler. But the runner does take advantage and come home. Again, in the live chat, please let me know if the video is not coming through well. Looking at OBS Studio, the kilobytes per second appear to be all over the place today. I'm not sure why, but if that's becoming a problem, please let me know. There are alternatives I can go with to try and fix that. First pitch to this batter, I believe number 7, is going to be low for ball 1. That one in there for strike 1. And this one's a big swing. It's going to be sailing out to left. And an easy can of corn for Brage Golding for out number 2. And that's an out that's got to feel good for Vankowski after the shaky start he had through the first couple of batters, to now be able to settle down and get a quick out like that. Big swing and a miss for strike 1. That one skips in the dirt. Did that hit him? Oh, that hit him. A tough turn of events for Brookline, as that is a hit by pitch for number 6. So now a runner on first with 2 down. East Boston already on the board with a 1-run lead, as this pitch comes in high for ball 1. And this one is going to be fouled off for strike 1. So 1-1 the count. This one's going to skip in low for ball 2. And a quick turnaround, and the throw gets well away. And the runner is going to take second base easily on the throwing error. And just like that, another runner in scoring position for East Boston. That one's going to come inside, ball 3. 3-1 the count. Runner on second, 2 down here in the top of the first. And this one is sliced high, shallow left field. Shortstop's under it, and Hoffman makes the grab for out number 3. So a shaky up and down inning for Brookline defensively, but they limit the damage to a single run. And after the top of the first, the score is East Boston 1, Brookline 0. We do have our first comment in the live chat from Kim Chung-sik. Good to see you, Jesse, and thanks for broadcasting for Brookline's summer team. I mean, it's my pleasure. The Brookline baseball community has always been very kind and supportive to me, and I just love covering the team. So, pleasure is all mine, truly. So as East Boston takes the field now for the first time for the bottom of the first inning. It is number 7 on the mound. Like I said, unfortunately, I didn't get East Boston's roster before this game started, so I'm not working with a lot of information, but I will try and give as much information as I can. And if there happen to be any East Boston fans watching this live stream, and you've got names you would like to give me to match to jersey numbers, feel free to do so in the live chat. Due up for Brookline is going to be the top of the order. Donnell O'Neal, Ben Doctoroff, and Andrew Silverman. All right, the warm-up throws have completed, and now the Brookline offense gets their first step up to the plate. Through 3 games, the offense has been pretty consistently effective for Brookline. They have scored 28 runs through the first 3 games for an average of just over 9 runs a game. First pitch to Donnell O'Neal is strike 1. Sorry for the brief step off the mic there. They're trying to get me the East Boston roster, so I'll be able to give you a little bit more quality coverage in a moment. It's an 0-2 count currently to O'Neal after a strike and a foul off. And in there, 3 pitches, 3 strikes. O'Neal goes down looking, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Now coming to the plate for Brookline, the catcher, number 8, Ben Doctoroff. First pitch catches the high corner for strike 1. Next pitch comes in low for ball 1. Doctoroff so far this season, he is 1 for 9 with 3 walks, a hit by pitch, a steal, and 3 runs scored and 3 RBI. So batting average might not be through the roof exactly, but he has found ways to be offensively productive for Brookline so far this summer. The 1-1 pitch. That skips in low. That's going to be ball 2. And this one's a swing. It's a bloop bouncer over to short. Fielded, thrown high. And Doctoroff is going to reach. So Doctoroff gets there on an infield single. You know, I think the throw needed to be a little harder than that. Okay. Sorry about that brief cutout, folks. Now at the plate for Brookline is the second baseman, number 1, Andrew Silverman. Doctoroff leading off from first. It is a 1-1 count. And that one is in there for strike 2. I I have now got the last names and positions for the full East Boston lineup, so I will keep that coming to you as we go. For right now, just following the action. A 1-2 count to Silverman. Doctoroff taking off as this one curves in for strike 3. Doctoroff steals second, but that is going to be out number 2. A nice curve from the pitcher for East Boston, who's now got 2 strikeouts this inning, and that is number 7, Pimentel. Now a runner at second. Following the steal from Doctoroff, Ryan Kravitz fouls off the first pitch he sees for strike 1. Runner at second, 2 down, 0-1 count to Kravitz. And this one is sliced high in foul territory, and I think that will sail off the tree and right in front of the first baseman. So that makes it an 0-2 count to Kravitz after a pair of foul balls. Pimentel stares in, checks on Doctoroff at second. The 0-2 pitch, and swung on and missed. 3 strikeouts in the first inning for Pimentel as he puts down the Brookline hitters with no score. After 1, the score East Boston 1, Brookline 0. So I'm now going to take a minute and fill in some of the blanks here on this East Boston roster. So their leadoff hitter was number 1, the center fielder Martin. Batting second was the shortstop number 9, Gilbride. Batting third, the pitcher number 7, Pimentel. Batting cleanup, the third baseman number 6, Perullo. Batting fifth was the right fielder, DeCarney. Batting sixth, and I believe leading off this inning will be the catcher, Frazier. And please let me know if the stream keeps cutting out. The Xfinity Wi-Fi seems to be acting up today for some reason. If this gets really egregiously bad, I can switch over to my phone's hotspot. You know, just trying to conserve my data usage as much as possible so I have it when it's absolutely necessary. But if these problems persist, then I will change that over. So let me know what your viewing experience is like in the live chat if needed. First pitch from Vankowski. Misses for ball 1. This pitch misses high and inside, ball 2. At the plate for East Boston is their catcher, Frazier. Big swing and a miss. That's going to be strike 1. Now Now the 2-1 pitch, and he launches this one deep to left center. Kravitz on his horseback, and he overshot it, but slides to make the grab. Ryan Kravitz sort of overestimated the distance there, and it almost cost him. But the athleticism of Kravitz out in center field turns that into a very simple flyout for out number 1. Now at the plate, the left fielder, Pena. First pitch is going to be in there for strike 1. And this one is lifted out to deep left, back near the wall, and it's caught by Golding for out number 2. The East Boston hitters launching it deep, but just a little too much height under these as they're turning into simple flyouts. Now at the plate, the first baseman, Casaro. First pitch misses high and inside for ball 1. Delayed swing, it's a high hopper, and that's going to skip past O'Neal and into left. A clean single for Casaro. Now at the plate, the second baseman, Gibbons. And a quick throw back to first as Casaro gets back easily. They got to be careful. They've had one throwing error on those pickoff attempts already. And this one's going to be another grounder, and again it's going to skip past O'Neal, but it's recovered by Hoffman. His throw to first not going to be in time, and it's going to skip past Toe. Casaro is going to advance down to third. So we'll call that an infield single for Gibbons. And we'll call that an advance to third for Casaro on the E6 throwing error. And with runners at the corners and 2 down here in the top of the second, we cycle to the top of the order with the center fielder, number 1, Martin. Runner takes off and a bunt is laid down. Vankowski chases, and he just has to hold it. Kind of slipped a little bit as he was picking it up, and Martin gets the bunt single. So bases now loaded with 2 down. And up comes the shortstop, number 9, Gilbride. First pitch is sliced. That's going to stay in play. Vankowski under it for out number 3. A big break for Vankowski and Brookline as they escape the jam with no score. We now get ready to go into the bottom of the second. Due up for Brookline will be their 5, 6, 7 hitters, Toe, Vankowski, and Golding. In the meantime, I'm going to look back through some of my records here, see, because I recognize a lot of the names on this East Boston team. And so I'm going to see if I can look back and find some full names. And I believe I can. Okay. All right, we've got some slightly more full names now as the pitcher Miguel Pimentel returns to the mound. And yeah, you know what? This Wi-Fi has been so unreliable. I'm going to switch over very briefly. Bear with me, bear with me. And the first pitch here is a grounder to second. And that's going to be a 4-3 ground out for Toe. Okay, this should be a little more reliable. So sorry about that, folks. Okay. It's a 1-1 count to Rocky Van Koski. So we should have a better connection here. And this is a high hopper over to third. That's going to skip past the third baseman. Fielded by the shortstop. And Van Koski reaches first base safely. Score that either an infield single or an error. That's a bit of a judgment call there. Now at the plate with a runner at first and one out, the left fielder, number 10, Brage Golding. Golding shows bunt, pulls back. They're going to try and pick off Van Koski, but he sneaks back to first base safely. What? Ah, jeez. So sorry for all the technical difficulties this inning. Through the early stage of this stages of this game, it should settle down the rest of the way. As again, Golding shows bunt again, pulls back, pitch gets away from the catcher. No, it actually hit Golding. So Golding trots down to first with the hit by pitch. Brookline now with runners at first and second. Now at the plate for Brookline, the extra hitter, number 27, Ben Rosenblatt. Rosenblatt shows bunt, lays it down up the first base line. Is that going to stay fair? No, just rolls foul. That was rolling along the first base line, like directly parallel with the line for such a long stretch. The East Boston defense very smartly just sort of lets it roll until it eventually rolled foul. So that'll be an 0-1 count to Rosenblatt. Vankowski at second, Golding at first. And a quick throw back to second to check on Vankowski. They've been keeping an eye on him. Wait a second. I think this might not be Rosenblatt. I think this might actually be Hoffman. So I might have gotten the wrong batting order on the lineup card that I was given at the start. Still showing bunt, pulls back, swings over the second baseman into the outfield. This might bring in a run. Vankowski rounding third, coming for home. An RBI single for Owen Hoffman. Brookline ties it up with a great single to right by the shortstop, number 21, Owen Hoffman. As they check back on Hoffman, Vankowski does come in to score. Golding goes down to third, and I imagine now it's Ben Rosenblatt at the plate, as I think the batting order was just a little mixed up, as this one comes in high for ball one. Wait, they called a balk. They called a balk on Pimentel, so Hoffman goes to second, Golding comes home, and Brookline takes the lead. So the pitch doesn't count. Or I don't think it does. I am so confused. What a weird inning this has been. That one's going to be in there for a strike. Hoffman leading off from second. Brookline now with a 2-1 advantage. As that one's going to get away from the catcher, Hoffman is going to advance to third on the passed ball. Brief meeting at the mound between Pimentel and Frazier. So I believe the count is 2-1. And that one's in there for strike two to Rosenblatt. Swing and a miss. Rosenblatt goes down on strikes. Two down, a runner at third. Now at the plate, the right fielder, number 15, Devin Chin. First pitch in there for strike one. Chin did not play yesterday against Belmont and Watertown, but he's been a very strong offensive presence for Brookline through 2 games. 2 for 4 with 4 walks, 4 steals, 4 runs scored, and 2 RBI. As he takes another strike on the inside corner. Pimentel hitting the zone well on this one. Hoffman at third, 0-2 count, 2 down here in the bottom of the second. And that one is going to drop low for ball one. That one is going to drop low as well for ball two. Devin Chin with the plate patience. Two and two the count. And this one is going to be sliced out of play. Chin stays alive. And that one drops in there for strike 3. A nasty curveball from Pimentel to end the second inning. But Brookline manages to get on the board and take the lead. Through to the score, Brookline 2, East Boston 1. My apologies once again for the technical difficulties we had there in that second inning. To sum up the action in the bottom half of that inning for anyone who might have missed anything while I was, fiddling around with stuff, it started off with a ground out to second by Tay Toe. Rocky Vankowski reached on what would either be scored as an infield single or an E5, depending. I'll probably double check back when going through the stats later tonight to make a judgment call on that. But after Vankowski reached first, Brage Golding moved him along with a hit by pitch. And then with runners on first and second, Owen Hoffman came up and delivered a big single to right to bring in Vankowski from second and advance Golding down to third. And then with runners on the corners, a balk called against Miguel Pimentel allowed both runners to advance. Hoffman went to second, and Golding came home for a run. Hoffman would advance to third on a passed ball, but back-to-back strikeouts by Pimentel silenced the Brookline offense through the rest of the inning. So as we get ready for the top of the third, it's going to be Pimentel, Perullo, and DeCarney. Coming up for East Boston. And I do have a few first names for East Boston based off my time covering games between these two teams last summer. And among them is the man coming to the plate for East Boston, the pitcher, number 7, Miguel Pimentel. Last time up, Pimentel flew out to left. Now leading off here in the third, hoping to add to his own cause. Vankowski, the pitch. Swing and a miss. That's going to be strike 1. Vankowski, for as shaky as these first two innings have been for him, he's done a good job limiting the damage, holding East Boston to just 1 run. As this one skips low and away for ball 1. This one is skied high and deep once again. The outfielder's chasing it near the wall, and a jumping grab by Kravitz for out number 1. East Boston has sent a few rockets out to the outfield, but none of them clearing the oddly proportioned fence of Warren Field. At least none as of yet. Now batting for East Boston is number 6, Perullo. I think I forgot to write down his position. As was that one a strike? It looked like a strike, but I couldn't tell what the signal was. This one definitely a strike. And so that should be 0-2. I think the ump was just giving a very subtle kind of strike signal. Everyone signals it differently. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 pitches and 3 strikes. Vankowski's now got 2 down in the inning. Now coming up, the right fielder. I think I saw number 23, Matt DeCarney. DeCarney, his last time up, he popped out to short to end the first inning. Takes a big cut and misses there for strike 1. And this one is golfed into the infield, and chasing in for it is Silverman for out number 3. Top of the third comes to an end. The score remains Brookline 2, East Boston 1. And a very effective inning from Rocky Vankowski. A 1-2-3 there. And considering he allowed a runner in scoring position in each of the first 2 innings, that was a nice change in pattern for him there. That's got to be a real confidence booster. As we get ready for the bottom of the third, Brookline is going to be sending the top of their lineup back up to the plate. O'Neal, Doctoroff, and Silverman. It is fascinating that Brookline is holding the lead. East Boston has gotten more players on base today so far, as you can tell by East Boston being further along in the order through the first 2 innings. But Brookline has been able to get runners home, and that is that's an important factor for them, because there were definitely some points in some of their more heartbreaking losses where they left guys stranded in scoring position, and it proved costly. So more consistent scoring off guys reaching base will be key for the Brookline offense, although, like I said, averaging a little more than 9 runs a game through the first 3 games of this summer season. Leading off for Brookline here in the bottom of the third inning, the third baseman, number 3, Donnell O'Neal. First pitch comes in high for ball 1. O'Neal struck out looking his first time up, and he fouls this one off for strike 1. With that strikeout, O'Neal is now 3 for 12 so far in the season, with a walk, 2 hit by pitches, 2 steals, 3 runs scored, and 2 RBI. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 2. And this one skips in the dirt. You could tell O'Neal was thinking about it, and I think that speaks to the effective curve that Pimentel has brought on his pitches today. You know, making the batters think just a little more than they probably want to. And that one, O'Neal knew he got fooled on that one. That curve goes into the zone for strike 3. And it's going to be 1 down here in the bottom of the third, as up to the plate comes the catcher, number 8, Ben Doctoroff. That one curves in for strike 1. Doctoroff, his last time up, he got an infield single to short. though it was really more just the fact that the shortstop didn't, was a little too lax with his throw, as that pitch is in there for strike 2. That one doesn't quite curve in, though. That's going to be ball 1. A good eye from Doctoroff. I mean, with the curves dropping into the zone that Pimentel's thrown, I wouldn't have blamed him if he chased that one. As this one, he fouls off to stay alive at 1-2. That one misses low and away for ball 2. And this one's a hit right back to Pimentel. He takes it for the easy 1-3 ground out. And that's a quick 2 down here in the bottom of the 3rd. Now at the plate for Brookline, the second baseman, number 1, Andrew Silverman. And he chases one in the dirt for strike 1. And that one is in there for strike 2. And Silverman, the defensive swing, launches it foul into the tennis courts in the midst of some pickleball players. Silverman stays alive at 0-2. And he chases that one, but barely gets a piece of it. Silverman continues to battle at 0-2. And Silverman checked his swing on that one. And so he stays alive at 1-2. And that one skips in the dirt for ball 2. And that one comes in high for ball 3. Silverman has battled his way back to a full count. And that curve does not drop in. That's going to be ball 4. Silverman battles his way to a 2-out walk. And now with a runner on first and 2 down, up comes the center fielder, number 54, Ryan Kravitz. Kravitz, his last time up, he struck out to end the first inning. Once again up with 2 outs and a runner on. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. Kravitz so far this season, 4 for 11 with 2 doubles, a hit by pitch, a steal, a run, and a team-leading 6 RBI. Silverman takes off for second. Kravitz swings, and oh, the steal pulled away the fielder. Silverman rounding second and heading for third on the bloop single by Ryan Kravitz. The hit and run working to perfection. as Silverman's attempted steal of second on the hit-and-run play pulled the shortstop over to the bag, which left him not in a spot to make the grab on Kravitz's bloop hit. And so now Brookline has runners on the corners with 2 down for the first baseman, number 18, Tae To. That pitch is going to come in high, and Kravitz is just going to take second base. That's going to be a 1-1 count to To. His last time up, he led off the second inning with a ground out to second, hoping for a better result here, as that one's going to catch the inside corner for strike 2. Swing and a miss. Pimentel gets out of the jam. And through 3, our score remains the same. Brookline 2, East Boston 1. So we now get ready for the top of the 4th inning. Vankowski back on the mound for Brookline for his 4th inning of work. Due up for East Boston will be Frazier, Pena, and Casaro. Now leading off for East Boston to start the top of the 4th inning, the catcher, number 34, Frazier. First pitch from Vankowski is high for ball 1. Frazier, his last time up, launched a deep fly ball to center field for a flyout. That one misses outside for ball 2. Now the 2-0 pitch. That one catches the zone for strike 1. And now this one golfed foul over the backstop for strike 2. Two-two pitch, and nice contact, but just foul. Frazier stays alive, but with a hit like that, he'd much rather have that one in play. 2-2 remains the count. That one curves in nicely for strike 3. Vankowski saying, hey, I've got curveballs too. As he gets that strikeout, and now at the plate, the left fielder, number 27, Pena. Pena launched a long one his last time up as well, but it was caught out in left field for a flyout. So that one curves in for strike 1. That one dips too low. That's going to be ball 1. And that one, I think, missed for ball 2. Must have missed just inside. And that one comes in low for ball 3. And that's going to be high for ball 4. Pena draws the free pass. And now coming to the plate with a runner on first and 1 out, the first baseman, number 17, CJ Casaro. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Casaro, his last time up, he got a single through the left gap, advanced all the way to third, but was left stranded back in the second inning. This one comes in high for ball 1. Pena dancing off from first base. And a timeout called. Top of the 4th here at Warren Field. Brookline leads East Boston 2-1. Runner on first and 1 down. A 1-1 count to the batter, CJ Casaro. And that one comes inside for ball 2. And that one catches the high outside corner for strike 2. And that pitch hits him square in the back. Boy, you could hear the impact on that one. But honestly, if you're going to get hit by a pitch, that's probably one of the better places to hit. You know, a lot less risk for injury than, you know, getting hit in the leg or the foot or the elbow or something. So Casaro gets the free pass. And now coming up to the plate, the second baseman, Chris Gibbons. Gibbons, his last time up, he got an infield single to the shortstop, but was left stranded at second. Now a chance to move some runners along. Casaro at first, Pena at second. Just one out here in the top of the fourth inning. Runner is taken off for third. Pitch comes in high for a ball. They're going to throw it out to second. They caught Casaro by a mile. Heads up play by Ben Doctoroff. He's gunned down quite a few runners early in this summer season. And, I mean, that was just something. Casaro had sort of a delayed takeoff after Pena stole third. As this one skips away from the catcher, it's going to be a play at the plate. Doctoroff flips to Vankowski, but he slides under the tag safely. The flip to home just a little too slow and a little too high. Pena scoring on the wild pitch, and that ties this ball game at 2 apiece. The base is now empty with 2 down. What a difference 2 pitches makes. This was first and second with 1 down just 2 pitches ago, as this one misses outside for ball 3. That one in there for strike 1. And that one just catches the low corner for strike 2. Vankowski trying to bounce back from the 3-0 count. And this one he reaches out, lifts it into shallow center, but Silverman tracks it well for out number 3. That ends the top of the 4th inning. East Boston with some strong base running manages to tie it up. Thank you.
Your videos actually help my son with his college recruitment videos.
Oh, awesome. You're welcome. As we get ready for the bottom of the 4th inning, due up for Brookline is going to be Vankowski, Golding, and Hoffman. And, you know, you can see just how important base running is at this level with how the various runs have scored. I mean, literally, out of the 4 runs that have been scored between these 2 teams, only 2 of them have been scored on balls in play. So half the runs scored have been scored not on batted balls. 1 came in for Brookline on a balk, and then 1 came in for East Boston on a wild pitch. You know, so hats off to Pena for East Boston for some strong running around the bases. A steal of third, and then coming in on the wild pitch. You know, and those weren't gimme plays. You know, the wild pitch at the plate was very close, And stealing third is never a gimme, unless it's a wild pitch or something, and it wasn't. You know, a heads-up play by Doctoroff to gun down Casaro at second, but Pena some great base running to tie this ball game. Now leading off for Brookline, the pitcher, number 25, Rocky Vankowski. First pitch from Pimentel comes in high for ball 1. That one, I think, caught the outside corner for strike 1. A bit hard to tell. This umpire gives slightly more subtle hand signals than some others after the pitches. But I believe the count is 1-1. Vankowski launches it, and that's going to get past the left fielder and go to the wall. Rocky Vankowski running down to second. He's going to try for 3. Vankowski comes in with a stand-up triple to lead things off for Brookline. Rocky Vankowski, what a day he's having, and it was kind of hard to tell exactly what happened out there in left for Pena. I'm not sure if he just lost track of the ball. It looks like he was fairly close to it. He might have just lost it in the sun or something. But either way, it skipped past him and went all the way to the wall, and Vankowski running like he was shot out of a cannon. Now at the plate, the left fielder, number 10, Brage Golding. Last time up, Golding was hit by a pitch and later came in to score on a balk. Hoping to provide some more offense here. Brookline with a potential go-ahead run standing at third base with nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. And a quick throw back to third to keep Vankowski honest. And this one, Golding reaches low and manages to get a piece of it. That's going to be a quick 0-2 count to Golding. And this one's going to skip away from the catcher. It's going to be close at the plate. Oh, he's got him! A favorable bounce off the backstop, and Vankowski got too aggressive. That was a costly play for Brookline. They had the potential go-ahead run there. And now a swing by Golding is going to be a grounder over to second, fielded by Gibbons, and thrown to first for out number 1. Or out number 2, actually, because out number 1 came when Vankowski tried to sprint home. One of the weird situations where a wild pitch actually ends up helping a team, because if not for that wild pitch, then Vankowski would have come in on that ground out by Golding, and Brookline would now have the lead. Instead, 2 down, bases empty for the shortstop, number 21, Owen Hoffman. That one's going to catch the outside corner for strike 1. And this one skips in the dirt for ball 2. Hoffman, his last time up, came through with a big RBI single to right. He would advance all the way to third, but gets stranded there back in the 2nd inning. Now at the plate with 2 down and the base is empty. And this one also skips in the dirt, and that's going to be ball 3. So 3-1 is the count to Hoffman. And the next pitch comes in high, and that's going to be ball 4. Hoffman a free pass down to first. Or, wait, that's Rosenblatt? What on earth? Rosenblatt dives back to first safely. And now at the plate is Hoffman? I officially don't know what the batting order is anymore, you guys. Hoffman came up before Rosenblatt in the 2nd inning, and now Rosenblatt is up before Hoffman here in the 4th. But it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner for Rosenblatt, and that's going to be number 5, Keenan Sawada. Now the pitch, and Hoffman is just going to sky this first pitch. It's into shallow right. It's a bit in no man's land, and it's foul. Oh, and 1 count now to Hoffman. And Sawada takes off. This one curves in. They're not going to throw. That's going to be strike 2 to Hoffman as Sawada steals second. Go ahead run now in scoring position. An 0-2 count to Hoffman. And a big swing launches it out to center field, but Martin is tracking it, and he's got the catch for out number 3. We are now 4 innings in here at Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. And we've got a tie ball game through 4. The score, Brookline 2, East Boston 2. And now here at this 4th intermission, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. This is going to be the this is the last game of this week of spotlighting our newest charity, Language Virtual. Language Virtual is a nonprofit organization made by Brookline High School students in order to help other students all over the world. Language Virtual offers free English language lessons online to students around the globe. These lessons are taught by volunteer high school students, many of them from right here in Brookline, who are recruited by Language Virtual to teach these ELL lessons through the simplest, most tried and true method of learning a language, conversation. To date, Language Virtual has recruited over 100 teachers to teach over 700 students across more than 10 different countries. And with the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, Language Virtual has seen an influx of students of Ukrainian descent displaced to new countries, hoping these English lessons can help them adjust to their new living situations. Visit languagevirtual.org to find out how you can register, either as a teacher or as a student. You can also donate money to Language Virtual to help them continue teaching students in need and fostering these worldwide connections. Once again, that's languagevirtual.org. And remember, you can see the URL that you need for Language Virtual down in the description section of the video down below. If you are a high school student who wants to help other students in need, then you can register at languagevirtual.org. If you or anyone you know is in need of English language lessons, you can register as a student at that same website. And also, if you just want to help out the cause, donate some money, you can do that at the website as well. Once again, languagevirtual.org. You can see that written down in the description section of the video. We are in the top of the 5th inning, and Brookline has brought out a new pitcher. This is number 18, Tae To. His first pitch is going to come in low, as leading off for East Boston is the center fielder, number 1, Cam Martin. Swing and a miss for strike 1 there. This is To's pitching debut for the summer. Vankowski goes 4 innings, gives up 2 runs, and finishes with a no decision, as I believe that one missed outside for ball 2. That one is also going to miss outside. 3-1 the count. And this one's going to skip in the dirt, and that's going to be a leadoff walk for Martin. Now coming up, the shortstop, number 9, Robert Gilbride. First pitch in there for strike 1. East Boston's got some work going in their own bullpen as well. Looks like number 27, Pena, is warming up to possibly relieve Pimentel in the bottom half of this inning. Runner is taking off, swing and a miss for a strike. Throw down to second is not going to be in time. So Martin takes second base as the potential go-ahead run. And now an 0-2 count to Gilbride. Pitch, swing and a miss. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. And that's going to be out number 1. Now coming up, the pitcher for East Boston, number 7, Miguel Pimentel. First pitch just catches the outside corner for strike 1. Some good framing work there by Doctoroff behind the plate. Martin standing at second. Pimentel at the plate. He is 0 for 2 so far with a pair of flyouts. And here's the pitch. This one's going to come in low for ball 1. You can see To looking back at Martin a couple of times. As again, base running super important. As this next one comes in high for ball 2. Well covered by Doctoroff. They know East Boston is not afraid to go for a steal of third. They've done it once, and once successfully already today. And now the runner's taking off, swing and a miss, throw down to third, and they got him! Two runners gunned down today by Ben Doctoroff. And I haven't been updating the count. Oh, shoot. My apologies there. But now 2 down after the big caught stealing there, and that one's going to come in high for a ball. Hoping the ump shows the count. And he's not. This one fouled off. Boy, they never say the count when you need them to. That's a bummer, but it's at least 2 strikes, and that's strike 3 for Pimentel. Some more clutch defensive play, as it's been a defensive standoff from both sides. We head into the bottom of the 5th, still tied at 2 apiece. Miguel Pimentel returning to the mound for East Boston for a 5th inning of work. There was some action going in the bullpen during the top half of the inning, but East Boston sticking with their starter. Due up for Brookline is going to be the 10-1-2 hitters, Chin, O'Neal, and Doctoroff. Now batting for Brookline to lead off this bottom of the 5th inning, the right fielder, number 15, Devin Chin. Chin, his last time up, he struck out to end the 2nd inning. Hoping to get things started on a better note here in the 5th. Both teams have had their share of struggles offensively, as it's been a real defensive showcase here today. Chin shows bunt but pulls back as this one comes in high for ball 1. Chin shows bunt again and again pulls back as it misses outside for ball 2. Brookline's got a few hitters capable of getting bunt singles, and we know Devin Chin is one of them. That one again misses. A quick 3-0 count. The 3-0 pitch. That one comes in low, ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk to Chin to start off the inning. Excuse me. You know, this is definitely one of those situations where if you're a coach, you start thinking about when exactly do you pull your starter. You did have someone warm up in the bullpen in the top half. It's a tie game, and now a leadoff runner is on. First pitch to O'Neal. He shows bunt, but pulls back as it's a wild pitch, and Chin is going to take second easily. At the plate for Brookline is the third baseman, number 3, Donnell O'Neal. Pimentel checks the runner at second. And a timeout is called by O'Neal. Again, O'Neal shows bunt. He drops it right in front of the pitcher, picks it up, throws to first, not in time! A successful bunt single for Donnell O'Neal puts runners at the corners with nobody out. You know, after the Woburn game back on Tuesday, O'Neal came up to me after the game and he said, "Hey, last year you called me the bunt apprentice. What's it going to take for me to become the bunt master?" And I'll tell you, a bunt like that, it's a good step. You're getting close. So after a meeting at the mound with the entire infield and the head coach, East Boston sticks with Pimentel, now with runners at the corner and nobody out. Up at the plate, the catcher, number 8, Ben Doctoroff. The throw skips away briefly from Casaro, but not far enough for Chin to try for home. Chin at third, O'Neal at first. Pitch comes in high for a ball. O'Neal is going to take off for second, and he's going to take it. It was an interesting kind of quick throw back to the pitcher just to let him decide, you know, maybe make the throw to second potentially less risky. But now it's second and third. The pitch is going to come in high for ball 2. They got the infield in, potentially looking for a play at the plate if Doctoroff puts it on the ground. But a ball to the outfield could bring in the go-ahead score. And this one is sliced foul over the backstop. Excuse me. Strike 1 to Doctoroff. Doctoroff, his last time up, he hit a hard grounder back to the pitcher. Before that, he had an infield single to the shortstop. That pitch is going to miss, 3-1. A walk here would load the bases with nobody out for the meat of the order, starting with Andrew Silverman. 3-1 pitch is going to miss for ball 4. Doctoroff was already starting his move down to first as almost as the pitch was coming in. He knew that one was going to miss. Bases now loaded, a force everywhere, but no outs so far in the inning. A great start to this rally from Brookline, and now they've set it up for some of their most powerful hitters, starting with the second baseman, number 1, Andrew Silverman. First pitch comes in high and inside for ball 1. This one's going to come in low for ball 2. Silverman so far today, he's drawn a walk and he has struck out, has not put the ball in play just yet. Puts it in play here, and it's foul. So actually not in play. Silverman so far this season, he is 5 for 10 with 3 walks, 2 steals, 3 runs scored, and 4 RBI. He's had some big cracks of the bat early this summer. Nothing hugely explosive as of yet. 2-1 pitch is going to come in high for ball 3. One more ball, and it's going to be a bases-loaded walk to give Brookline the lead. Huge pitch coming up here. And that comes in high. Ball 4. The bases-loaded walk, and Brookline has the lead. And this here might be the end of the day for Miguel Pimentel. And it will be the end of the day. So he goes 4+ innings, allows 3 runs, leaves 3 inherited runners, and if there are no lead changes the rest of the way, he will be credited with the loss. And I think they're actually going to put Cam Martin on the mound while sending Pimentel out to left and moving Pena to center. I saw Pena warming up in the bullpen during the top half of this inning, so I thought if they were going to go to anyone, it would be to Pena, but they're going to go to Martin. So it's going to be starting center fielder against starting center fielder, as Ryan Kravitz is due up for Brookline. Kravitz, of course, the team leader in RBI so far this season with 6. And also the team leader in extra base hits, the only member of the team with 2 doubles so far. Of course, the team now has its first triple of the season, courtesy of Van Koski earlier today. Brookline now up 3-2. Apologies for all the throat clearing. Feel like I got a bit of a tickle in my throat. Who knows? Probably the pollen. You know, an inning like this really does show that in a lot of respects at this level, you know, a lot of what you do is a lot of what your opponent gives you. 3 walks through 4 batters is what has led to this bases loaded, 1 run in, no out situation. Now at the plate for Brookline, the center fielder, number 54, Ryan Kravitz. First pitch comes in low for ball 1. Kravitz earlier today, he got a single up the middle on a crafty hit and run play back in the 3rd, stole second but was stranded there as he takes a high ball 2. And then earlier he struck out to end the first inning. So 1 for 2 so far. Hoping for something here to move the runners along. 2-0 is going to skip in the dirt for ball 3. So just like that, we are 1 ball away from another bases loaded walk. Again, Brookline showing that plate discipline, just taking what their opponent gives them. And this pitch is going to be in there for strike 1. So a 3-1 count. Still a hitter's count for Kravitz. Still 1 ball away from another run coming in. And that's another run coming in. Back-to-back bases loaded walks for Brookline. O'Neal comes in to score. And now with the bases still loaded and still nobody out, up comes the first baseman, number 18, Tay Toe. First one's going to come in high for ball 1. Toe, and I called him the first baseman, which was silly because he is currently the relief pitcher for Brookline. And this one is going to be sliced into foul territory, and it's going to go out of play. Perullo gave a brief chase, but nothing doing there. Toe, his last time at the plate, struck out to end the 3rd inning. Before that, led off the 2nd with a ground out, so 0 for 2 so far. And he slices another one foul and out of play for strike 2. Again, a situation like this, anything but a strikeout or a pop-out could, has a very good chance of bringing in a run. As this one comes in high for ball 2. Ooh, that one just misses. They almost got Toe to chase it, but he checked his swing, and it's a full count. Now we're back in the territory of another potential bases-loaded walk. Payoff pitch. And this is a swing. It's a grounder right back to the pitcher. He's going to throw for home, and they're going to get the force out at home. But everyone else is going to reach safely. So Toe grounds into the 1-2 fielder's choice. Doctoroff out at home. And now coming up, the first baseman, number 25, Rocky Vankowski. First pitch, and he skies this one deep to right. Outfielders on their horse. They're not going to catch up to it. This will score at least 2. This is a run through the bases. They're going to hold for a very long single as 2 runs come in to score off the big hit from Vankowski. Silverman and Kravitz both come in to score. Toe goes down to second. And now coming up to the plate, the left fielder, number 10, Brage Golding. Fouls off this pitch for strike one. How about this day for Rocky Vankowski, one of the newcomers to this Brookline summer team? He's been in kind of a platoon role. Comes in as the starting pitcher, gives a solid outing. 2 runs allowed through 4 innings pitched. And then delivers with 2 really big swings of the bat. Swing and a miss for Golding there for strike 2. And yes, he got caught trying to come into home on a wild pitch. And that's a bummer, but, if this is the kind of potential he's got at the plate, that's very exciting for his career going forward. This one comes in high for ball 1. Toe at second, Vankowski at first. 1 out, a 1-2 count to Golding. And that one's going to come low and inside for ball 2. That one's going to come in low for ball 3. And this is a hard crack at the bat from Golding. That's going to skip past the outfielders. This is going to go for extra bases. Toe comes in to score. Golding down to second with a stand-up RBI double. Golding keeps the good times rolling for Brookline with a double to right center. Toe comes in to score. And now coming to the plate is number 5, Keenan Sawada. First pitch, and he cracks the bat foul down the third base side. Sawada, of course, was a pinch runner for Ben Rosenblatt. And now they've made him a permanent substitution at that extra hitter position. That one misses just outside, 1-1. That pitch misses low, ball 2. And that one's going to be in there for strike 2. That one drops low and inside, ball 3. Another full count. We've had a number of those this inning. Payoff pitch, and that hits him. Oh, that looks like it might have stung. That looked like it might have got him right in the shoulder blade. And they're actually going to check on him. This will load the bases, but right now the concern is just to make sure that Sawada's okay. Like I said, there are certain areas that you prefer to get hit by a pitch as opposed to others. And it looks like, it looked like Sawada got one right near his shoulder. And that's, I don't know how many of you guys have played sports, but shoulder's kind of important. Sawada still holding that right arm where he got hit. And it looks like he's going to stay in and walk his way down to first. And that is going to reload the bases for Brookline as they're now bringing in a new pitcher for East Boston. So this will be the third pitcher for East Boston this inning. And this is going to be number 6, Perullo. So a tough outing for Martin as he lasts a third of an inning. 4 runs have come in since he took over on the mound. 2 of them credited to Pimentel, as they were runners that he had left on base when he departed the game. But the other 2 runs credited to Martin. And Brookline has put together quite some rally here in the bottom of the 5th. I mean, they've just broken this game wide open. It's been walk, bunt, single, walk, 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 fielder's choice ground out, 2-run single to deep right, a 1-run double to right center, and then a hit by pitch. And now here we stand, bases loaded, 1 out, Brookline leading East Boston 7-2. At the plate for Brookline is the shortstop, number 21, Owen Hoffman. That pitch comes in low for ball 1. That one is going to catch the low corner for strike 1. It is Vankowski at third, Golding at second, Sawada at first. Perullo, the new pitcher on the mound for East Boston. Hoffman at the plate. That one gets away from the catcher, but the runners decide to hold as that comes inside for ball 2. It is interesting to note that it is Vankowski over at third, and he has been tagged out at home on a wild pitch before, as the last time they got a very favorable bounce off the backstop that allowed the catcher to get back quickly. And this one skips past, but again, Vankowski decides to hold, as it is now a 3-1 count to Hoffman. You know, the situation definitely not as desperate as it was a couple of innings ago when Vankowski was last on third base. You know, this is the kind of situation where you can kind of wait it out. 3-1 pitch, and that's going to skip past for ball 4. Another bases loaded walk for Brookline. Vankowski comes in to score, and the bases remain loaded as we now cycle back around to the man who led off this inning, the right fielder, number 15, Devin Chin. First pitch to Chin comes in low for ball 1. Chin started off this inning with a leadoff walk and later came in to score. That was all the way back when Pimentel was still on the mound for East Boston. We've seen 2 pitching changes since then. And that one is also going to miss for ball 2. It's been a rough inning for the East Boston pitchers. 5 walks and a hit by pitch so far. As this one comes in low, gets past the catcher, and the runners just hold. A 3-0 count now to Chin. One more ball, and we could have our 4th bases loaded walk of the inning. And there it is, a 4-pitch walk to Devin Chin makes it 9-2 as Golding comes in to score. We come back around to the top of the order. Now up, the third baseman, number 3, Donnell O'Neal. First pitch comes in low for ball 1. O'Neal, his last time up, he laid down a beautiful bunt single, and he later came in to score. One of just 3 players with a base hit this inning, as it's been mostly walks, as another one skips in the dirt for ball 2. That one in there for strike 1. As this one comes in low for ball 3. Three and 1 now the count. And that one catches the outside corner for strike 2. Full count and 1 out to Donnell O'Neal. And a hard swing from O'Neal, and that's going to get through the left gap. This is going to score 2. Sawada and Hoffman slides in safely, and as the throw gets away, both runners advance. A 2-run single through the gap by Donnell O'Neal brings Brookline into double digits. Sawada and Hoffman coming to score on the big hit for O'Neal. He advances to second as the throw got away from the catcher. It was going to be a close play at the plate if caught properly. So now with runners at second and third and 1 out, up comes the catcher, number 8, Ben Doctoroff. First pitch comes in high for ball 1. Doctoroff, earlier this inning, he drew a walk, and he was later thrown out at home on a fielder's choice groundout. That is so far representing the only out of this inning. That one is in there for strike 1. This one comes in low for ball 2. Now, for those of you who are used to the high school run mercy rules, it's a little different here in the summer leagues. The mark in high school is 10 runs by 5 innings. Here in the summer, it is 12 runs by 5 innings. As Doctoroff lifts this one out to right, and that's going to drop. Chin's going to come in to score. O'Neal is going to hold at third. Doctoroff has an RBI single. Now coming up to the plate, the second baseman, number 1, Andrew Silverman. Earlier this inning, Silverman drew a bases-loaded walk that drove in the go-ahead run. He later came in to score himself. Now at the plate, his team up 10, just 2 runs away from the Mercy with runners on the corners. First pitch is going to catch the inside corner for strike 1. O'Neal at third, Doctoroff at first. And this one is going to come in low for ball 1. And they quickly throw down to first just to see if they can catch Doctoroff sleeping. But he gets back. 1-1 the count. And this one comes in low. Doctoroff stumbles a bit and runs back to first, but that is going to be ball 2. 2-1 the count to Silverman. Runners at the corners, 1 out. 2-1 the count. The pitch. Swing, and that's a grounder over to third. It's juggled by the third baseman. He's trying to recover it, and he's not going to recover it in time as Silverman reaches on the E5. And another run comes in for Brookline, 13-2. O'Neal in to score on that one. And the game-ending run now at second with Kravitz at the plate. First pitch misses inside for ball 1. One more run and Brookline ends this ball game, and that potential game ender is at second in the form of Ben Doctoroff. That pitch is going to miss low for ball 2. Kravitz, his last time up, he drew a bases-loaded walk and later came in to score himself. This has been an absolutely wild inning. And Kravitz slices that one foul for strike 1. This one's going to come high and inside for ball 3. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Or strike 2, excuse me. A full count now to Kravitz. Payoff pitch is going to come in high, and that's ball 4. Kravitz draws a walk for the second time this inning, and now, with a chance to end the ball game, the base is loaded. Up comes the pitcher, number 18, Toe. Toe earlier this inning grounded back to the pitcher into a fielder's choice. He later came in to score. First pitch is high for ball 1. And he hits a grounder over to first. That skips past Casaro. This game is done. And a bit of hesitation to make sure, but indeed, that is the mercy rule. Toe with the RBI single past the first baseman gives Brookline run number 14 as Doctoroff comes in, and that ends the ball game via mercy rule. Your final score here at Warren Field, Brookline 14, East Boston 2. Brookline gets their second Mercy Rule win of the season. I mean, they've literally only had 2 different run deficits through their first 4 games. It's all either been a 1-run loss or a 12-run win. There has literally been no in-between for this team so far. And it's really something else just this entire inning. I mean, this was a 2-2 ball game at the start of the bottom of the 5th, and then Brookline just exploded. Absolutely wild. Well, Brookline improves back to a .500 record at 2-2. East Boston falls to 1-2. I'll give a quick recap of this game, but first, remember, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. This is the last one I have for this week, but next week I'm going to have some more summer baseball lined up, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Although, actually, now that I think about it, I'm not sure. There might be a bit of a break due to the 4th. Let me take a look-see. I can't see right now, but there might be a bit of a break due to the holiday, but then after that, there will definitely be plenty more summer baseball, and I'll be covering all of it, so be sure to stay tuned. Subscribing to the channel can help. If you got anything to say after this live stream is done, feel free to say it in the comment section down below. And speaking of down below, check out the description section where you can find the URL you need to find out about our local charity spotlight, Language Virtual. Visit languagevirtual.org to find out how you can volunteer. Either if you're a volunteer high school student, you can volunteer to teach English language lessons to students in need around the globe. If you or someone you know are a student that is in need of English language lessons, they can go onto the website, register as a student for these free online lessons. Or if you're just feeling generous, you want to donate to the cause, you can do all of that at languagevirtual.org. And speaking of links, if you look at the bottom right corner of your screen, you can see the link to my personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the services that I provide, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team or player. Below that, my email address, where you can, just send me any direct questions you may have, just anything you want to say to me. And then below that, the link to my Instagram account, where I post highlights from previous live streams. And boy, will I have plenty to pick from just from this last inning. So let's take a quick recap of what happened here today. In the top of the first inning, Cam Martin led off with a walk, stole second, went to third on a wild pitch, and then came in to score on an RBI ground out by Robert Gilbride as East Boston took a 1-0 lead in the top of the first. They continued to hold that 1-0 lead until the bottom of the second, where Rocky Van Koski got either an infield single or a reach-on error to get to first, advanced after a hit-by-pitch by Brage Golding. Then Owen Hoffman came through with a big single to right to drive in Van Koski and move Golding to third. Then Golding came home on a balk of all things to give Brookline a 2-1 lead. The score would stay that way at 2-1 Brookline until the top of the fourth inning, when East Boston struck back again using the base paths to their advantage as Pena drew a one-out walk, advanced to second on a hit-by-pitch by C.J. Casaro. Then Pena stole third and then came home on a wild pitch to tie the game up at 2 apiece. It stayed tied at 2, and then in the bottom of the fifth inning was when things really started getting going for Brookline. That inning started off with a leadoff walk by Devin Chin, then a bunt single by Donnell O'Neal, who I would say is definitely filling up that experience points bar to level up to bunt master, I would say. But following that up, Ben Doctoroff drew a walk to load the bases, Andrew Silverman drew a bases-loaded walk to give Brookline the lead 3-2. Then Ryan Kravitz, another bases-loaded walk to make it 4-2. Then after a ground out into a fielder's choice at home, Rocky Van Koski launched a deep shot to right that ended up just being a very long single, but a single that brought in 2 runs to double up Brookline's lead to a margin of 4 runs at 6-2. Brage Golding followed that up with a double to right center to bring in another run, make it 7-2. Keenan Sawada drew a hit-by pitch to reload the bases. Then 2 more bases-loaded walks back-to-back from Owen Hoffman and Devin Chin made it 9-2. Donnell O'Neal got a single through the left gap that drove in 2 more runs, making it 11-2. Ben Doctoroff got a single to right to drive in another run, and that made it 12-2. Andrew Silverman reached on what was either an E5 or an infield hit. Ryan Kravitz reloaded the bases with a walk, and then Tay-To got a single past the first baseman to drive in Doctoroff for the last run to secure the mercy. Tay-To gets the win on the mound after pitching 1 inning of relief in the top of the 5th, as Miguel Pimentel draws the loss, as he was the pitcher of record when they surrendered the lead. The final score, Brookline 14, East Boston 2, the game ending in the 5th inning. From Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.